Welcome back to my channel. My name is Krystal. Thank you so much for being here. Also known as your Leo bestie. Welcome back. It has been a while, probably 2 weeks that I didn't post. I always said that when I felt like I wasn't giving my all or that I wasn't being more present into this YouTube channel, I'm like, I know I'm gonna need to take a break. And that's what I did. For those of you that know, I am on a social media cleanse. So I'm not on Instagram, TikTok, and nowhere. I was still posting here on YouTube, but again, we're our own worst critic, and I was like, I need to post a video every week. I need to post it. So I was kind of like making it like I had to instead of I want to. And so I took the last 2 weeks off, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a whole social media detox, like not post on YouTube, not do anything, just be to myself, right? I noticed I was falling off track, and I was going down a path that I was like, why am I even doing this? That's not even me. And so once I realized that, I was like, okay, I need to come back and just bring in alignment. Did some yoga, did some meditating, just sat with myself, and it brought me back to me. And that got me thinking about my YouTube, and I'm like, I love recording, I love doing it, I just want to feel like I'm not pressured. I have a plan, I think. I don't know. I don't want to try to control. That's like my normal, what do you call it? Like normal fight or flight, like me, like, what's the plan? What am I gonna do? What is this? What is that? And so I'm just kind of like, I'm just gonna let it be. I'm gonna let it be. And I know that this is the time for me to trust that God has a plan for me. And point is that I am back and I am happy to be here. I am speaking from my heart again, and that's what I was missing. So for those that have been here for my social media cleanse, thank you so much. I'm going to continue with these videos. It might not be weekly. Again, I'm just going to let it come. And that's what I did this week. I took off those 2 breaks, and I was still gonna go longer without posting on here, but there was this message that kept coming to me that I needed to talk about. Like, it was like trying to spit out, and I was like, okay, I see that topic, and I think it's a perfect topic because even I myself still catch myself doing this. So no, you're not alone. I do have some previous videos here. I do have a podcast with my cousin, by the way. We are taking a break, but if you ever want to check it out, it's under Love Nurture Faith, the podcast, on Spotify, YouTube. Actually, that's a lie. It's only on Spotify or Apple. Sorry, I thought it was on YouTube, but it's not. Maybe in the future we are both doing the social media cleanse, so go ahead and check it out. Back to the topic. So this topic, I was like, again, trying to like plan things, and I'm like, I do have an idea of this because I feel like myself, I was very harsh on myself. I still am. I'm being more lenient, but this topic is negative self-talk, and I do think that this becomes subconscious, that part of you that doesn't even realize that you do it anymore because of how wired and how used to we are of doing it. Just to give you guys an example, like, let's say, oh, I was doing this and I should have done it then, I'm so dumb. Like, but you're playing around, right? But here's the thing, your mind and your brain don't know when you're saying the truth or not. So when you say, I'm, like, even me right now saying it, like, I'm dumb, your brain is like, oh, she's dumb, okay. So it like wires in there, and then it sends the feeling to your body, and then therefore you cause yourself to feel dumb, and then now you're carrying that with you of feeling dumb. Certain things like that. And I know that, I hope that made sense, and I know, and I do think that we all do this, and we're like, it's not that serious. Like, it kind of is. Like, I know people are like, don't take life so seriously, but why can't you? Like, why can't you do something for yourself that's nice? Instead of saying, oh, I'm so dumb, just be like, oh, okay, like, I see what I could have done differently. So then you learn it in the future instead of putting yourself down like, I'm so dumb, I shouldn't have done that, why did I do that? So that negative self-talk. And I think for many of us, it just comes from piling ourselves with so much trauma, so much stress. You just don't know how to get out. Like, you don't know how to get out of this spot. And so what do? What does yourself do when you don't know what to do? You just kind of keep piling and adding to that trauma. And that negative self-talk is literally just keeping you down here. But the more that you start being like nice to yourself, because you're going to see that your outside world is going to start changing. There's people in your life that, think of it, and I've said this before on my channel, like your outside life, your outside world is a reflection of what you have internally. So if you have all these people being rude to you and you're like, I just literally went and got a coffee and that girl was so rude. Well, it's like, girl, boy, like, you're kind of rude to yourself too. What if you tried being nice to yourself? Do you think that that would then change the perception when you go into that coffee drink? Even with coworkers, like, they're so rude, they're so this, like, they this. Okay, but how are you talking to yourself? And here's the thing, you're gonna be like, okay, Krystal, so how do I get out of here? How do I fix this? And that's the thing, is you don't have to fix it. Like, we're done fixing, like, we're done trying to fix this little thing. It's time to like let go and be like, okay, I surrender. Like, I know that's not what I need. I know that that negative self-talk is not getting me anywhere, but what do? For me, during this time, I literally just prayed and I was like, God, just help me. Like, you see how much I am rude to myself. Like, I see how people are being rude to me. How can I change that perspective? How could you help me in this situation? And I don't know, I just feel like that shift in perception just changes a lot. Because that's the first step in this new, after letting go of trauma, after starting to rebuild yourself. It's going to take time, right? And so when you're in this spot, the best thing you can do is just be aware. That is the first step, is bring awareness. Start being aware of how many times you are rude to yourself. One of the things that I did is I had a little like notebook thingy, like a little notepad, or in my diary or journal, wherever you want to keep track of it, and on your phone, in the notes, like wherever. All I did was every time I had a negative self-talk about myself, I would put a tally. And in that tally, like at the end of the day when I stared at it, I was like, oh, holy crap, like I am so rude to myself. Like, why am I rude to me if I live here? Like, this is where I live. Why do I want to be rude to myself when everybody else is already, like, the world, there's so much going on. So what about me? What about me and my body, and why am I being rude to myself? You just have to get yourself out of that cycle. Remember that bad cycle, that worst day cycle, not bad, it's worst day cycle that you like stay in until you get out and build a new cycle. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is when you do the work, and that's how you do the work. So for this week, I'm gonna challenge you guys to be aware. Grab a notebook in your phone, whatever it is, and this whole next week, keep track of how many times you're rude to yourself. Even little comments when you're like talking to someone, you're like, yeah, I'm down, like, yeah, or even just like things like that. Tally it, because that is being rude to yourself. Like, even if you're like, I don't believe it and I know I'm not dumb, okay, but your body and you're saying it, your body now needs to get that out. But the first phase is to be aware. So I will leave you guys here, and if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. Again, I don't know if I'm going to continue this weekly, every other day. Maybe you guys will see me every day, who knows? But we're going to get a grasp of this and see where it goes. I thank you guys so much from the bottom and all my heart for being here during this social media cleanse. For those that have been watching me for a year, I can't believe it's been a year. Thank you so much. I see you. Continue your growth. You're doing so well. Stop comparing yourself to others because you're on your own path, and I love you guys. Take care. And just a quick prayer. I think I already said a prayer earlier of just letting God change our perspective of things this week. I love you guys. Remember, every single day is a new opportunity to grow, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.